If you're interested in winning more games of Madden, head over to winmadden.com, where you can gain access to the top offenses and defenses ran by the pros at the highest level. And you can now use my code DREW20 for 20% off your yearly or monthly membership and start winning today. All right, boys, I know I haven't uploaded an ebook video in a while, so I apologize for that. Just a lot's been going on, and we've been doing videos on the Panthers theme team. We've also been streaming a lot. I kind of got away from it, but I'm going to get back to it. I feel like I let you guys down the past couple weeks, but we have an ebook on the most popular offense in Madden 26, and that is the Bunch X Nasty formation. Now, if you're new and you like this type of content, make sure you like, subscribe down below, and also hit the notification bell so you're always notified when a new video like this goes live. So we're in the Jaguars playbook. It's probably overall the best playbook in the game. And this one and one other playbook has the best Bunch X Nasty. But the play you're looking for, you want it to have the play motion cross post. That is the main play that you want to run. And I'm not going to go over like audibles and stuff like that and why this is the best formation in the game. In this video, I'm just going to go over the Bunch X Nasty formation and how you would need to run it if you wanted to run it exclusively. So we're in the formation here, and my audibles are Y flat goal line, motion RPO zone alert, and then we have motion halfback choice. That's going to be our cover 3 beater. And then we have smash return. So all these audibles are already here, I think, except for the one at the top. I may be wrong on that, but if they're not, make sure you have these as your audibles. And then the play you're going to come out in every time is motion cross post. This is going to be your most ran play. And if you're not familiar with how we break down ebooks and stuff like that here and offenses, your play that you come out in is going to be the main play that you run most of the time. So, and it gives you access to 5 plays in your formation instead of just 4. Doesn't really make sense to have one of your plays that you come out in your audibles, if that makes sense. All right, so when we break the huddle here, and you always want to make sure your bunch is to the wide side of the field. There are a few setups where we will have our bunch to the other side of the field. But when we come out in the play motion cross post, your first setup is just going to be to streak your solo receiver, okay? And what you're looking for here is you have this little halfback sneak route. You always need to make sure you keep an eye on that, especially when you're playing a lot of man defense. But the main thing you're looking at is the high-low between the drag and the post route from the tight end. And then you also want to keep in mind that when your opponent may be in a cover 2, you need to look to see if that wheel is going to get open deep down the sideline. So we're going to run the auto motion here, let the play run, and you want to look to your drag first. You can have your drag route. It's an easy 5 yards if they don't user it. And then we're just going to run the play here. I'm going to go through all the reads here. And this is versus zone and man. So universal beater right here. And this halfback sneak route is actually really good against man. But you can see how fast it runs across the field. Sometimes it does get caught up in the traffic on the defensive line, but I'll make sure to show that against man coverage for you guys so that you can get a good idea on how well it actually beats man. So here we have our post over the middle. I know it's a tight window, but just imagine someone's user being there. So when they're using one of the 2 middle linebackers in the yellow zone, they're going to have to choose whether they want to guard the drag or the post. And then as long as you have this auto motion to keep them honest here, you're going to be good. And you can see you can actually throw this auto motion, a good bit of the time. All right, so right here I'm in a cover 2 defense specifically, so I can show you guys how that auto motion wheel can get behind the defense and how that streak from the solo receiver is going to hold the deep zone on that left side. So now we're going to run the auto motion. You're going to see as long as we have time in the pocket, that auto wheel is going to get over that cloud flat, and anybody that runs cover 2 on you is instantly going to get fried. All right, so say someone's running mid blitz on you. We're running our same route combo where we're only streaking the solo receiver. I want to show you how good this halfback sneak route is versus man coverage. It's actually really, really good. It gets a lot of leverage. It gets a good amount of leverage on the defender that's manned up to him. So anyone that's running just stock mid blitz or cover 0 blitzes on you, you want to make sure you don't forget about this running back sneak route. And this one in particular, just runs so well, especially whenever they're like in a cover zero defense like that. And you can build around this wheel route all you want to. Like this is one of the reasons why this is one of the best plays in all of Madden 26 is because you can literally freestyle any way you want to and build around this auto motion. So you can have two streaks on the field. You can have a streak and a drag and a return route. This is a pretty good route combo right here. I'm not gonna lie. So you have a lot going on over the middle of the field. You have the return route going on, and this is if somebody is like playing really back. Like if you notice that they're not giving you, like if you're playing a lot against a lot of cover four type of players, and you could really take advantage of the underneath stuff. But against cover three, we're going to run our regular route combo. We just streak the solo receiver right here. You can actually fire it up the seam right here once it gets over the yellow. And as long as you get a good possession catch animation, you should be able to come down with it. We're going to get another rep in right here. But always, when you're running this combo versus cover three, always look for that, okay? Take advantage of the seams versus cover three. That's really the main thing here. So let's say we drag the tight end, streak the slot receiver, and go and do a little something like this. And maybe we want to block the running back if we're getting blitzed a lot. So now we have a high-low on the left side, and we have two insta reads against cover three with the seams. So here, boom, we see that seam's open. We're going to fire it, possession catch, get down on the ground, protect ourselves from taking a big hit. And the next play we're going over is this motion RPO zone alert. And now this is versus any defense here. And you can actually hot route on RPOs this year. This is a big deal. So you can, anybody that's not already on a route, so you can't hot route the auto motion, but you can hot route the slot receiver to a streak. You could put him on a fade. You could do whatever you want with these two guys, honestly, and then you can just kind of make a read. So this is a good route combo for this RPO, believe it or not. And what you're going to do is if you see that the defense bites on this, boom, you're going to just immediately throw it. And that is a really good red zone play a lot of the times, okay? If you scheme around it right. But if this is open, you just want to throw this every time. It's usually open against every type of defense. I haven't really seen a situation where this RPO gets completely bagged unless somebody just flat out goes and switch sticks to it to user it. And this plays in well with the auto motion. The first play we were talking about, it plays in with that play really well because it looks the same. And that's the key to running a good offense, boys, is you want to make everything look the same. You see, the RPO has been open pretty much every time. So, but in the event that you don't like the look, you can always hand it off and you will always get a good amount of yards. So we'll go ahead and do the handoff right here for you guys. Should get pretty good blocking because it's a 3-down lineman set. But yeah, that's a really powerful RPO. All right, boys, the next play we're going over is motion halfback choice. Now, this is our cover three bomb, okay? And this has been widely spread throughout the community. So, I mean, you can't get mad at me for posting this. Everybody knows it now. So, what you want to do is you want to streak the outside receiver in the bunch formation or on the bunch side. You want to block your running back and drag your tight end. That's all you have to do. So, we're going to streak the outside bunch receiver, drag our tight end, block our running back, and then hopefully the offensive line blocks for us and we could step up in the pocket. Yep, there we go. We can rip it down the seam right there. You want to have a, let's see, you want to have a 10 o'clock pass lead, 10, 11 o'clock pass lead when you're throwing that. No free form at all. So we're streaking the outside bunch receiver like this, and then we're dragging the tight end for a check down option, and then we're really looking to hit this streak. This is a cover three bomb, boys. Cover three bomb. As you can see, it's very consistent, and it gets behind the defense. All right, boys, now the next play we're going over is the play smash return. And this is like a good little mix in if you just want to run a different play, give your opponent a different look, and you're wanting to build around this return route from the outside bunch receiver. So we're going to drag our tight end, block our halfback, and then we're going to streak our slot receiver. This right here is going to flood the middle of the field in case they're running any type of cover four or anything that's not cover two, honestly. It's going to do a really good job against it. So your first read always needs to be your drag. So if you have a tight end, if you ever have a tight end on a drag in any formation, that needs to be your first read. I'm just going to get that out of the way because they are so good at getting a free release off the line of scrimmage, especially versus man defense as well. So a tight end drag always needs to be your first read. And if you're running this particular route combo and play against a cover three, you always need to be looking at the seams. Okay, if you can quick fire a seam route, that needs to be your first read. Okay, I know I was just talking about the tight end drag, but if you have a slot receiver on a streak and you know they're in a cover three defense with a single high safety like this, you need to be ready to throw that seam streak right away. Just a quick pass lead down, a possession catch. If you have room to rack it for a touchdown, please feel free. But that is the most automatic 10, 15 yards in this game is a seam streak versus cover three. And then you also want to be looking at this return route. This return route gets really good spacing against any zone, and it's really good at beating man as well. So don't want to forget about that. And then you also have this stock about 15-yard dig route right here. You want to be keeping an eye on that too because they're people's users, like they go everywhere. Okay, like that you never know where your opponent is going to user, and so just keep that in mind that you can also like highball that really quickly over the middle of the field once they cut and get in between the two yellows. Okay, so I know it's covered right here. It's covered right here, obviously. But when you got someone's user running around trying to cover all your other routes, every once in a while that route's going to be wide open. So always keep an eye out on that. And the final play we're going over is the one we have at the top of our audibles. That is Y flat goal line. This play is really good. I'm going to show this speed out route versus man from the slot after I show it versus zone. But what you want to do here is you want to drag your tight end, and then you can either leave that route from the slot receiver how it is, or you could put him on. You could put him on a zig. Okay, I like to put him on a zig because it develops a little bit. It doesn't develop as quickly. And this is just a replication of bench pivot. Okay, so we have the slot receiver that's going to get open in a soft spot in any zone defense that's not cover two. Sometimes it gets open against cover two, but it's kind of rare. So we just drag our tight end, and we want to zig our slot receiver. And you can either leave the running back blocked or you can put him on a table route to help pull the zones apart so you can throw this tight end drag. So it's really up to you. Most of the time, I would probably just leave my running back blocked. So we're just zigging the slot receiver, dragging the tight end. You have your tight end drag as a insta read too if they give it to you. And then what's really really cool about this play is this this post from the solo receiver. Okay, so the post from the solo receiver here is sneaky good. It gets in that little pocket in the zone here, and you could. I know there's yellow zones there. That's just part of it. Like one of them is going to be a user, okay? And I don't have two controllers, so I can't really showcase that. So forgive me, boys, but you always want to keep an eye out on that post right over the middle too. But obviously, if he's not open, don't throw it. And before we get to our red zone portion of this ebook, when we're going over this formation, I want to go over a route combo that you can do out of motion cross post. I want to credit my guy Marcus over at Win Madden. He posted a bunch X nasty game plan last year in Madden 25, and he included this route combo. So I want to make sure I credit my guy before I go ahead and showcase this to you guys. But something else you can do is you could post the solo receiver. You can corner route the tight end, streak the slot receiver, and then put this running back on a streak up the middle. And what this is going to do is going to create kind of a high-low flow kind of thing on the left side of the field where we're building around this auto motion wheel. So what we're going to do, your first read on this route combo needs to be the running back streak up the seams. So if it's open right away, just take it, boom. It's easy yards in the seams, and it's really difficult for them to user. It's not that hard, but like if you mix in everything else, they're not going to expect this half the time. So we're streaking the slot, we're corner routing the tight end, posting, or you could put them on a crosser, whatever you want to do. It's something that cuts over the middle of the field, and you could put this running back on a streak out of the backfield. And so, or you could do a drag. That's probably honestly better. Yeah, put this guy on a drag. That way you have two seam threats from the running back in the slot, and then you have a high low to the right, and then you have a high low to the left as well, technically. So, but always keep in mind that that wheel route can be thrown. As you can see, if it's not open, don't throw it. Of course, that was a bad example, but we're going to do this route combo one more time for you guys so that you can see that it's actually really good. And so we got this going on here. And then you always want to throw your drags when they're open, but you can also throw this tight end if we have time in the pocket. It's just a high-low concept, boys. If they're not open, you obviously don't throw it, but you always want to space the field correctly whenever you're running any type of good offense, okay? That's another tidbit of advice I can give you guys is always have good spacing. Let me show you boys what bad spacing is, okay? You don't want something like this, okay? This is bad. Double, triple slants, like this is bad. You want a good, well-spaced route combination, okay? And that can be something simple as just this. Like this is the first setup that we talked about. And you also want to make sure you're calling good plays. And all right, boys, now we're in the red zone. And as far as what I would tell you guys to run in the red zone, it would be a combination of our RPO zone alert. So this is really automatic in the red zone. And keep in mind, you could also change the hot routes on this as well. So anytime you can instantly throw that for a touchdown, you need to. Most of the time, it will be open. And then, you know, you could put this guy on a zig. You could put him, you could put this guy on a stemmed up you can put them on a stemmed up dig route so that you can maybe like highball it in the back of the end zone. You can go something like that. Boom. You can get really creative with this RPO. But as far as the pass play, we need to run our Y flat goal line play. And I realized that I didn't show this versus man. I will show it versus man right now, actually, so I don't before I forget. So we're just gonna pick mid blitz, I guess, sure. And so we're gonna run our play Y flat goal line. So we're gonna drag our tight end in this case. And so you're gonna see that this route does a really good job getting leverage versus man coverage. So if you want to run that whenever you're in, let's see, we'll back it up here. We'll back it up just a little bit, just so you guys can get a better sense of how this route just torches man. So again, we just run this play and we drag our tight end. This out route gets a literal speed burst at times and can get wide open versus man. And if you don't want that, flat route in the way, you can always just streak him. This is a good setup too, but this Y flat goal line play with that it's a really, really special out route that you cannot hot route. So that's why it's so good. I'll run it one more time versus man before we get to our setup for the red zone. So boom, it gets a speed win right there. That's just like the stem down corner routes. So that play is very, very underrated. All right, so our pass play in the red zone here, other than the RPO zone alert play, is going to be this play Y flat goal line. So we're going to do the same setup, drag our tight end, and then we're going to zig our slot receiver. And then the out route from the outside guy, it's kind of like bench pivot, kind of like what we were going over with Y off trio close. Pretty much the same route combo, except from a different formation. So you want to be looking at this zig route first, and if it's there, you want to just fire it in there, and that's just the easiest red zone touchdown of all time. And then you also against cover two, I'm gonna show this versus cover two. What a lot of people will try to do if they run zone in the red zone is they will run cover two. So I'm gonna pick cover two here. So yeah, against cover two, you're gonna notice that this is gonna be a little bit more of a tighter window. You can still throw it if you wait, but like most of the time, there's gonna be a defender there. If you, it's simple math. So what you want to do is you always want to also look for this post route right here, this little sneak post. And so you just want to highball it real quick. That could be your first read a lot of the time. Okay, if you suspect that it's cover two, you can go ahead and kind of predetermine. Well, not predetermine. That's the wrong word. But you kind of want to just know, like, if you read the spacing, if you read where the players are pre-snap, this is obviously a cover two defense. There's no middle safety, and there's going to be some space right there. So you kind of just read that, and then boom, it's just it's another easy wide open touchdown. So, but yeah, if you guys enjoyed this ebook and you found it helpful for you and it's helping you win more games, make sure you drop a like, subscribe down below, and hit the notification bell so you're always notified when a new ebook is posted on the channel. I've been letting y'all down with it recently. I'm going to get back to it. But yeah, boys, I hope this helps you win more games, and subscribe if you're new. Peace.